Hey guys, MPM Brick Studios here, and it's that time. Welcome to this week's Building Endor and Lego segment, and this is the finale. So this concludes the biggest mock that I've ever done. I do not have too much left to do. All I have to do is I'm going to add a couple explosions before the finale video, and then I obviously have to kind of clear the space around the mock. And then I have to add figures. But it's basically done. So this is the most you guys are going to get before I have the finale video, which will come out soon after this. I haven't figured out exactly when as of now, but I'll figure that out once I get there. But basically, it's done. I'm really excited to show you guys the progress. It didn't turn out quite as I wanted it to because I kind of ran out of parts at the end, but I still think it looks okay. So basically, I'll kind of give you guys like a slow kind of view, not pan view, but just kind of show you guys the entire mock. So basically, it is done. Here, one sec, my tripod's gonna get stuck. And that is the entire mock. Now I know immediately maybe you guys aren't too happy with the way the section over there looks, and to be honest, I'm not too pleased with it either. But it's the best I could do, as I don't really have too many parts on hand for brown, so I couldn't really finish it the way I wanted to. I kind of wanted to do a bit more of a kind of forest, but a bit more dense than out here, but I really didn't have the parts to do it. And if I wanted to make another order or something, I'd have to wait for like 3 weeks, and I'd prefer not to do that. So this is how it's going to look at the end. Obviously, I added in this entire section. Basically, all this texturing got finished, and you guys really couldn't see what was under there before, because unless you looked back at week 5, but that's because I kind of had it covered in pieces, and these pieces have basically been either used or shoved off to the side. So I'm gonna have to get that all cleaned and organized before the finale video of the mock. But I think I'm really pleased with how it looks. I think I'm going to go I'm gonna go deep into the detail of what happened there, or what I did, my progress for this entire section, like basically the final third of the mock. And then I'm going to kind of do a brief description of everything in the mock, so like from the beginning to the end. And then but that's not going to be all I'm going to be doing on that. I'm going to do the finale, the video after the finale, like the mock review. That will go much more into detail on each little section that I kind of did. And so basically I'm just going to stop this here, and then we're going to get into the progress that we got done this week. So let's go. Alright guys, so another thing also, the mock isn't actually clear. I do have to do a bit of cleaning up, like I have to get all these pieces off of it and sorted. But that's going to take me like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Actually closer to 5 minutes to just get all these pieces off there. And then I'll need to move all these pieces you can see on the side. Those are all going to be cleared by the final end of the mock. And then same with the pieces that are over there. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of cleaning to do before I can kind of do the end video. So I'm not really sure when it's going to happen. But really excited for that. So I think that just this mock makes me so happy. This is my biggest mock I've ever made. I think it looks awesome, and I hope you guys do too. I think just like at first I was kind of concerned because the AT-AT was really big compared to the rest of the mock, but I think that now that I've kind of seen the full mock being finished, I think it looks great. Like the AT-AT doesn't look too big. I think the trees really help with that, but I thought initially when I was building this that the AT-AT was going to be way too tall, but I think with the added trees, it really just makes it look a lot better. Like it doesn't stand out too much from the mock. And then the added AT-ST, obviously I'm also quite pleased with. But first, let's get into the progress that I made. So basically, before this, you guys could kind of see that all this stuff was covered in parts. Like this entire section was covered in parts. That slowly got used and kind of moved out of the way, and I sorted a bunch of it to make room. But basically this is all the progress that I got done this week. Basically just texturing. I didn't have to do any rock work whatsoever, which was nice because after week 5 I really haven't enjoyed rock work too much quite after that because I did so much. But it feels nice to just this week was quite enjoyable. Not as enjoyable as last week, but still pretty enjoyable to build. Really was pretty smooth, easy going. Obviously I'll explain this in a second, but Otherwise, this brown texturing came out pretty nice. Obviously, I ran out a couple pieces. That's why it doesn't look quite as good as the texturing on the other side. But I really am pleased with how it's come out. Here, I'll show you guys kind of the difference in the terrain from this side and that side. And this side is not quite as angled as the other side. And I didn't have all the pieces I wanted to use for it, but I still think it looks all right. And then I'll show you guys, this isn't even all the progress I got done this week. There's also more, but over here, you guys can see that the texturing is a bit different. I like the texturing over here a bit more, but it's also a bit more layered. Not too much more layered. Obviously, it's not too much, but it's still a bit more layered than the texturing on this side. So, yeah. And so I'm going to tell you guys about this progress, then there's some other minor details that I got done around the mock in terms of texturing. It was all texturing this week. But yeah, so basically then this section, I'm not too pleased with this section at all. But, because I didn't really have, this would have looked okay if I had brown under it, but I couldn't really get that Endor feel too much because I ran out of brown parts, sadly. But I think that overall this looks okay. The ATST is quite a nice touch to this part, actually. I really like how this looks, this shot. So I think I'm okay with this. I hope you guys are too. I don't think I'm going to be able to change it because it'll be a while before I can get some more parts. And yeah, so I think that this part came out decent. Here, I'll take you guys off the tripod and kind of show you guys a bit more of the in-depth on the texturing. You can kind of see how I did it. I used 2x1 curved slopes, some 1x1 cheese slopes, some 1x1 tiled plates, and some 1x1 just studs, and then 1x1 normal plates. So that's basically a lot of what I used through here. I also used some 1x2 dark tan. And then I used some 2x1 slopes in dark green. I think there's one in dark tan in here. And then I used a bunch of stem grass pieces, and then it is relatively flat, but I wanted to get this done as soon as possible. And this part, although I'm not too pleased with it, I think it came out alright. And then I added a pine tree here. I don't think I'll have enough stem grass to do another pine tree, sadly. But, like, I could probably do something small, but it wouldn't really turn out too good. If I was to do one, I'd do one, like, here or here, because this place is pretty open. But I don't think I have enough pieces to do that. And then I also used some of those flower pieces, too, in here. It's kind of mixed with the light green studs. But overall, I think this part turned out okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to change it, so sorry about that, guys. But I think it looks alright. It kind of just completes the mock. Obviously, if I could, I'd just cut it off here, but I can't because don't want to just chop a base plate in half. But yeah, I think I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Obviously, since it's the end of the mock, you guys can kind of see here, like, again, I think it looks pretty awesome to see all this done now. It's finally finished. Really pleased with how this looks. And then obviously I'll show you guys a bit more of the things I did this week. Sadly, I told you guys about these logs. I said I would add a couple more, but I ran out of brown 1x2 plates, so I can't really do that. And I don't have any other larger plates in brown, so it's going to be hard, so I don't think I'll be able to do that. But I obviously, as you guys can see, I textured this area along with this area in the back. And I textured in this trench place, or this kind of, yeah, I guess I'll call it a trench, but this pathway. And then the last place I textured this week was over here. I textured in this little area, so overall I think it looks really nice. I just love these shots. Like, everything looks so nice in my opinion. I hope you guys really enjoyed, because this makes me so happy to see this mock finally done. Like, I can just think back to the first week when I was clearing base plates, and then the second week when I built the stream. I'm quite pleased with the way this is looking, so I'm going to try and give you guys somewhat of an overview of the mock. I might have to set you guys up, and you might see some other stuff in the video picture, but I'm going to try and do the outro like that. So yeah, this is all I've got for the main part of the video, but now I'm just going to get on to the outro. kind of explain a few more things. Actually, no, before that, sorry, I'm going to go through kind of a bit more on the mock. Like I told you guys I was going to do. I almost forgot about that, but let's do that. But yeah, I think that's about going to wrap it up for week... Ooh, what week is this? Finale, actually. I'm just going to call it the finale. So I think it's week 9, though, but the finale for building Endor and Lego. So I'm going to start the outro now. Alright guys, so that about wraps it up for the finale video for building Endor and Lego. And as you guys can see, like, this mock, in my opinion, looks amazing. This is easily the best mock I've ever done. And it will probably be this way, well, of course, until our next building series. Which, I know I said on the live stream a little while back that I was going to make this the, or the next mocks, all the next mocks for, like, the rest of the year shorter. But I changed my mind, because kind of looking at these mocks and seeing how much better they look when they're huge, like, I really, really am pleased with this mock. It's my best mock ever, and I'm going to keep that streak going. So, the next mock I make is actually going to be 8 gray base plates. It's going to be based somewhat off of the Battlefronts again. Actually, based a lot off of Battlefront 2015. And it's going to be 8 gray base plates, I think I already said that. So 2 gray base plates longer than this, which is pretty awesome to see. But I am actually, I'll give you guys a couple hints in this mock. There are also going to be an ATST, or an AT-AT, sorry. Don't bash me in the comments for that. And then there's going to be an ATST in it too, so that's pretty cool. But it's going to be completely different from this. I hope you guys are excited for that. But as you guys know, we still got the next 2 videos for this mock series. So basically what's going to be happening is I've got the final reveal video, which obviously I'll add the troopers, I'll clear the mock and the stuff around it, and then I'll add a couple explosions using this ice cream cone pieces, and then I'll do the video after that will be the mock showcase sort of thing, where I'll just go into detail on everything, like all the scenes that I'll make and all that. So I think that'll be really cool. I hope you guys are excited for that. But this is going to conclude the finale video for building Endor and Lego. And I hope you guys are excited for the next mock, and make sure you guys stay tuned for those next 2 videos, the last 2 videos, in which you'll probably see building Endor and Lego, or this mock, unless I do like a live stream of kind of taking it down, which I probably will, because this is going to take me a while to sort. But yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and again, stay tuned for all that other stuff, and check out any of my other series, like the Tatooine mini mock series, if you guys have not already. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. So, MPM Brick Studios, out.